Hello. Um, oh my god, sorry, this might be loud. Put that away. I just decided to make a video. Haven't really thought it through yet, but I had some vague things I wanted to talk about. But the main thread, I guess, or the main thing that made me want to make a video, I guess, is I was going deep into a hole of looking at Dan and Phil tour photos, like people posting photos of them from the tour, meeting them on the tour. If you don't know, Dan and Phil are about to start their last leg of the Terrible Influence tour, and I couldn't go when they were here, and I also didn't know. I want to go now. I think when they were here, I wasn't as all in as I would be now, I guess. And I feel like that was part of what I wanted to talk about, was just what changed. And maybe I should start scripting videos at some point, but not this one. But basically, yeah, I had this whole arc with Dan and Phil where I used to be really annoyed at them for monetizing things. I guess my philosophy about art is very much, well, first, my philosophy in general is not centered around money, and I don't think that it just feels weird for, man, okay, I linked a video in the description of the last video I posted that talks about this way more articulately than I can. But just we view influencers and people that are supported, who's who make their living from their fans, basically. We view them differently than we view other people who make money in other ways, who are paid by a company or whatever. But there's just so much more that you have to do and be for people to think that you deserve to be famous and successful and rich and whatever. I'll link the video again. It's called The Bizarre Shame of Posting on Social Media, I think, by Meredith Novico. It's a great video. I don't know. Yeah, it's I don't even know if it's a video that did particularly well on her channel, but it really hit something for me. Because I was holding this kind of resentment towards Dan and Phil for being famous and being rich because of being famous and being successful because everyone loves them, or not everyone, but because they have this very dedicated fan base and large fan base, and it's just I don't know, it feels weird for it to be their job to, I don't know, make their fans happy, kind of, but I feel recently, for a little bit, I feel I was sensing this vibe that they, or maybe Dan specifically like resented having to do that, because that's sort of like the career that he built, and he could always, like, as we all know, like just disappear for a bit. He did that before, and he, like, I don't know, but I still like used to feel like, oh, like he needed money, so he came back to YouTube, or like he wants to like monetize stuff, or like everything is fake because it's monetized, or I don't know. I used to have those kinds of feelings, and I feel like recently I don't feel that way as much, and I think it's to do with like, I think that like I was projecting onto them, like by thinking that they didn't like that they resented having to like make the content that they make, like, but no one is making them do that. And I feel like as time goes on, they get more comfortable with it, and like more just like it's like a skill. And I think that they're like really hitting their stride right now. And the other thing that made me kind of change my mind, sorry, I had to pull up my pants. By the way, I cut my hair. I don't know. I feel like I always do this. I cut my hair and I think about what it will look like in a few months. So I feel like this will grow into a haircut that I really like, but right now it seems a little severe. I don't know. It seems a little military. I mean, I left a little mullet so that people like can tell. But yeah, and this is like what so much of their content talks content. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I just saw a Drew Monson video the other day where he was saying like that it's weird that people say like call stuff content, like what is content? And I kind of agree, but I also don't know like what other word to use. But anyway, that doesn't really matter. But what was I saying before I went on that tangent? Content, a lot of their content. God damn, I'm distracted. I have all these lighters on my desk. That's not why I'm distracted. I'm just a distractible person. I actually feel like I had more. I'm missing one lime green lighter. I feel like it was stolen. Okay. I guess, what was I saying? Dan and Phil, they're on a tour. I don't know. They're in a situation that is very weird and like probably won't ever happen again, I think. Because like, I just can't imagine like, yeah, like these two people were just like shot to such insane fame based on their chemistry as a duo. It's happened before, like Rhett and Link and stuff, but like not in the same way. Like people weren't shipping Rhett and Link. Maybe some people were, actually don't know. But like it's a really weird situation, and then it's a weird situation where like so many people are like know so much about them, care so much about them. I don't know. I had to like I couldn't watch too many videos of people meeting them. It's just like really, it's not like, I don't know, because on like a superficial level I'm like, do I just think it's cringe? But like seeing that it's like a power dynamic, kind of like seeing that play out in real life, like seeing someone be like they're not actually meeting, you know what I mean? That's why I don't want to meet any like people that I admire that are like famous, like Dan and Phil, or like if I met Cave Town, or when I was like young, when I was young, when I was like in middle school ish, I think I was really into the band Fun, like, but I never wanted to meet them because when you meet them in the, like a meet and greet setting where you've paid extra to meet them, like they're doing their job and you're meeting your idol, and it's like you're not on the same plane, kind of. And like it just seems like a really fucking weird experience. I have no idea, like for a fan to meet them and just be thinking about like all of the strong like emotions and associations that they have with these people that they've never met before, like thinking about all of that personal history, and then like these two people, like they don't know you, they're meeting you for the first time, they're trying to make you feel good, and then they're doing it again for another person. Like it's not, you're not meeting each other. Like I don't know how else to say that. So it's like it can get weird watching those kinds of videos, but I have also been seeing videos and like pictures and stuff that are like spoilers from the tour. Yeah, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put tit spoilers in the like title of this video. So like I haven't even gone, but I feel like I know a lot. Not a lot, but like I went deep into a rabbit hole like literally like 20 minutes ago. But they bring like, at first I thought it was like, it's just like this weird crazy like element where like the parasocial relationship between them and their audience is like the center point is that like of the tour or of the show. It's like the crux of everything. I don't know how else to say it. Like the show is about that parasocial relationship, and there's a song that they perform that like Dan is playing the ukulele. And I think he said something like this song is like, or I'm not sure if it's from the perspective of the audience or us. Like that in itself is like a crazy thing to say, because like you both like, yeah, I guess like it made me even just making like a few YouTube videos made me understand so much more about what their perspective might be like on this whole thing. Because I've always, like I said, like I've been a lurker. I've never been a poster. I don't know. I feel like it's like the bridesmaid thing. Always a lurker, never a poster. But now I'm a poster, so yeah. But I got sidetracked. I've always been a lurker online. I have recently, I don't know if you know this, but I've recently started making YouTube videos. And I kind of get it now. Like, it's weird. It's really weird sitting down. Like, I'm alone in my room right now, other than my cat, obviously. Can you actually see her? So close. Here. There she is. Okay. Videos are so interesting. I love photographs and photography, especially portrait photography. And videos are, what am I trying to say? Videos are like pictures, but they move. It's, I mean, like, for real, like, you can see a lot of someone in a video, and at the same time you see only one side of them. You see a 2D image. And making videos is a way of seeing yourself from sort of like an inside and outside perspective at the same time. Because like even right now, I'm doing that. Like, I'm thinking these thoughts and I'm saying these words, and I also am watching myself right there, like, talking. And then later I can watch myself talk and not be in here thinking the thoughts that I'm thinking. And I can see myself as a human being from the outside. And I'm also someone that's really interested in relationships in general, connection between people. I think it's really interesting. I think it's a large part of why I become obsessed with a lot of the things I become obsessed with. I like have like noticed a pattern of like things that I get obsessed with, having two guys that have some kind of chemistry between them. Yeah. And I think like it would be really fun and interesting to see me and another person, like, to make videos with another person, to be thinking about like the image of us and thinking about the actual interaction that we're having, and to have a recording of something as intangible as a relationship. So I guess like I can see why Dan and Phil would do all of this outside of just like money and like fame and whatever. And I feel like also seeing them do this tour and like choose to do something with like 1,000,000 costume changes, so much like theatrics, and like even like a song and like choreography. What? Literally, like, they brought like so many costumes on tour. I was weirded out by it at first. I was like, why did you bring these outfits from a video that you did on your channel on tour? And did you think of the video first or the tour first? And like, it's just like a really weird concept for them to just be constantly self-referencing, because they know that their audience is obsessed with them. Like, it's a really weird dynamic and a weird phenomenon, and I still like feel weird about it. But I don't know, like, but I guess I also like am actually, I don't know, like, me thinking that them being famous is weird and them being famous for the relationship between them is weird doesn't mean that I don't like them. And like, I am one of the people that was really touched by that relationship, and like, it almost feels like taboo for them to acknowledge that that happened, that people felt that way. Like, so many people felt like that, like that. But they're acknowledging it, they're talking about it, it's all out in the open. I think I haven't seen the tour, but like, I feel like after this tour, like, everyone will know that they're together. Like, I mean, I feel like everyone already knows that they're together, but they're just like not. They like didn't feel don't give a fuck anymore. It's 2025. Like, everyone knows that they're gay, and that's awesome. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but like, it feels like we collectively like are all like stepping outside of the, sorry, I'm like fiddling with some flaws right now. Stepping outside of the like the rules of like what's normal, what's allowed in society, because like, it feels so not allowed to like focus on the specific type of obsession that Denonville fans have with Denonville. But they are doing that. And I saw a video of one of the songs. The song, I guess there's only one song, but it could be like a long song, because I feel like I saw multiple parts of it. But it had the energy, like the beginning of it had the energy of like, and now it's like almost the end of the musical, and it's time for the song. Or the end of the show, it's time for the song. But there were some lyrics in the song that really, like, they hit me. Because I have been realizing lately that I have been in a lot of situations in my life where I've really turned to, I mean, like, interests of mine, obsessions, hyperfixations, to get me out of a situation that was like way too stressful in real life, that I like could not handle. Like, I'm not gonna go into any of it, but like, just being in a situation where I needed to escape that in my mind. And there's the lyric, I don't remember what it is exactly, but like, the part that I remember is like, it doesn't matter that it was like weird or cringe because we survived, because of this we survived. I really think it's so fascinating that they wrote a song from the perspective of their fans. Like, they didn't say that, but it's what it was. They wrote a song. This is maybe even more interesting. Like, they wrote a song from a perspective where it's not clear whether it's them or their fans. Like, for those to be so enmeshed, so smushed together is such an interesting take on the parasocial experience, like parasocial relationship experience, because it's true, like, that they wouldn't be who they are without the audience that they have. It really is like a mind fuck. I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, I wish that I could, like, well, what can I say? Conclude this video in some way with, like, some kind of thesis. But parasocial relationships are weird. But I think it's good that everyone's having a good time on the Dan and Phil tour. At the same time, it's weird that they're so rich. It sucks that I couldn't go to the show because I couldn't afford it. Yeah. And meet and greets are fucking weird. And I've never felt that they were normal. Whenever I have had dreams about, this is like weird sort of tangent, but like whenever I've had dreams about meeting like famous people that I admired, people have dreams like that, right? For me, it would always be like they show up at my house and then we hang out for like an extended period of time, and then afterwards they're like, let's keep in touch. Like, I don't know why my dreams are like wish fulfillment, like fan fiction, like self-insert. Like, you become friends with the Wiggles. exposed my, like, a dream that I had when I was like 12 or probably younger. I had a dream when I was like probably like 5 that the Wiggles came to my house and we all went on a picnic and we were like best friends. Like, that's the kind of dream that my brain will give me about like celebrities that I like, I guess. Like, or it's like a whole plot. One time I had a dream. I'm gonna go soon after this before I say any more weird dreams, but I'll say this one. I had a dream that Cave Town was coming to a party. Like, I was at a party and Cave Town was coming to that party, and he called ahead on the phone. And someone handed me the phone to, like, give him the rundown of what was going on at the party. And I was like, this is the vibe. Like, this is everything that's happening. This, like, how loud the music is, how many people are here, whatever. And he was like, are you going to be there when I get there? And I was like, no, I'm, like, leaving with my friends right now. And then he was like, oh, no, like, I wanted you to be there so we could smoke weed together at the party. Like, I don't know why my mind is like, I'm like a person that has fairly pleasant dreams. So I'll just be like, what do you want? You want to smoke weed with Cave Town? Sure. But, what am I saying? Oh, yeah, like, I don't want to meet and greet like a famous person. That is gonna be weird. That's gonna be too weird for me to handle, and I will not do it. Yeah, I feel like that's most of what I wanted to say. Just that the thing that flipped in my brain is that I can now conceptualize that Dan and Phil actually enjoy being Dan and Phil. And that changes, like, a lot of, like, how willing to be, like, a fan of theirs I am, which is so weird. Like, well, no, that's not that weird. But, like, I don't know. One of the things, that video that I was talking about, says, like, one of the things she says in that video is that, well, this isn't actually what I was going to say, but, like, the quote that just popped into my head is, no one deserves to be rich and famous. It's just, like, something that happens because of the way that our society is structured. Like, some people just, like, have the opportunity and the talent to just blow up, like Dan and Phil, right time, kind of right place too, British YouTuber boom thing. People like their videos, like, but it was very much like the conditions like made this thing, and it became what it is now. And now they're going on like a tour where they talk about like, just like, it's just like the concept is so crazy. Like, they're like, here are all these, it's just like one of the things they do is like, they're like, here are these like rumors, and they just like confirm or deny like rumors that people have like talked about with them, or not talked about with them, but like rumors about them that people have like speculated about like so publicly online. And that's like really stalkerish and weird. And I don't know, like, it's also like like people are obsessed with them in like a really neurodivergent way, in like a really like, this got me through like the hardest time of my life kind of way. Like, and like, it's so weird for them to acknowledge that. It's so weird. And for them to kind of say like that it is weird, and also that it's okay kind of, and that it like helped you survive. And I very much had that experience with like things that I was obsessed with. But it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I think that's it. I know I said that already. But I think I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, it's really late. I have been putting my clean clothes away. I need to fold them and put them in my dresser. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the concept of Dan and Phil doing this on their tour. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight. I've been having like spurts of energy at like super late at night, like midnight. And then like, yeah, it's really weird. I think that being sick fucked up my sleep schedule. And I'm like tired from when I get home from work until midnight. And then at midnight, I'm like, oh, I should really go to bed. And then I'm like, I'm gonna make a YouTube video about Dan and Phil. But yeah, I do regret not going to the tour. And I wish that I had been there for that. Like, it's such a unique, crazy thing. And just to like see the like performance art that they made about like this phenomenon that I am like a part of, I just wish I had been there. They might not even like go on tour again. So yeah, I have regret, but what can you do? Yeah. Okay. This was the most fun I've ever had.